Hello everybody, this is Starman, and welcome back to Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor. Well, last time you remember, we recovered the lost gem, we slayed the Barak, and we have done pretty much all of the major quests in Chapter 1 that can be found in the whole vicinity of Highcastle, Lamut, Zun, L'Oreal, Tyr-Sog, and Yavin. And last time I did suggest we were going to try and make our way to Highcastle, but the problem is that the programmers set up a rather large ambush in between Tyr-Sog and Eldpoint that we can't probably get past just yet. But we could give it a try. But we're not going to, because I'm going to try and take a much sneakier way of getting to Highcastle. Right through the Dimwood, which we can enter by cutting east from Hawk's Hollow. Now, the Dimwood is not going to be an easy trip by any means. And, let's see, I forget, can we get rations here? We cannot get rations here. Well, we do have that other inn close by where we can get rations. And we can drink the ale and wine as well, but we don't want to because all it does is lower your stats. And there's really no purpose to that except for one quest later in the game. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I believe the road to Hawk's Hollow is this way. And, yes, well, we never did find a group of enemies this far south, did we? Or this far east, but... Let's go ahead and try another one. 2 for 2. I think I'm getting better with that. There we go. 3 for 3. Looks like this one had some true sight tea. Or actually, no, this one, Dalatail milk. Hawked at fairs and trading meets by the Brotherhood of the Shield of Dala, Dalatail milk was really nothing more than simple spring water, albeit spring water blessed by a priest of the Defender gods. It was reputed to increase one's ability to defend oneself in combat. Well, we'll let Owen hang on to that, because he could use the defense. And hey, more rations. The pass ahead was empty. It's a 2-day journey, the sign is to be believed. Think we should attempt it? The trip was dull. With only the occasional cold draft to chill their bones, as they moved through the pass, it was a relief to finally reach the more temperate winds typical of the southern reaches of the kingdom. Well, I think we actually just took the wrong... Yeah, this is actually the pass that leads to... Yeah, this one leads to the whole Eglian Sarf region, not, Okay, yes, this is the path to the Dimwood. Okay. This road branches a little further on, Locklear said. To the south it leads toward Egley, and eventually to Krondor. To the east it leads through the Dimwood Forest. Let's go east. They moved east. For days they moved in mist, the moisture soaking into their clothes by day and chilling them by night. When the last mountain sloped downward, the fog lifted, and they found themselves standing at the edge of a great wood. There was trouble ahead, and yep, trap. Now this is a much more complicated trap than any we've encountered thus far. Thankfully, by hitting G, you can load something that makes it easier to see what you have to work with. Now, what we have here, we've got the 2 rows, which we cannot walk through, clearly. We have cannons that shoot anything that walks in front of them. And then further, we have these clear spinning things that can be used to trigger a cannon and cause it to hit something. And then these, which can be used to block cannon fire. Now I think the trick on this one is that actually Owen can't do much. Lachlan, on the other hand, will push this and has destroyed that which blocks the cannon. He can now push this one north, and the cannon, when it hits that, will inert that. So now Locklear just has to wait and push that there to block that off. So now Gorath can push this one north. And that will block that cannon. So Locklear can make a run for it. Clever, huh? Let's see. Somebody was shouting at them. The voice seemed to be coming from the house, but Locklear couldn't be sure. He listened intently for a moment, and the shouting began again. "Ah, Judge Scorpion, stay away!" cried the voice. "What's he saying?" Locklear pursed his lips. He shook his head. "I can't tell, but his accent sounds dotty. I can't make it out. Perhaps we should go and find out." Yeah, given that there's dead people in front of the house, I'm thinking probably not. Still. Poisoned rations. Armor's hammer and a shovel. And I do in fact know what happens. You go to the door of his home, it will cause scorpions to attack you. Because the bloke has been cursed, you see. Beware dangerous forest. Well, the Dimwood is indeed a dangerous forest. And there are quite a few things we can do here. I think we'll go ahead and start exploring to the south. And well, I think we've actually reached the southern edge of the Dimwood already. But there's a valley to the southwest here. And aha, treasure chests. Let's see. You see me oft in woods and town. With my roots above, I must grow down. Ah, icicle. And this one contains another crossbow, some elven armor. Let's see, got another treasure chest. Twins on every side of a ridge that smells. They never see each other directly. Eyes. And this one contains, let's see, flame root oil. Introduced to the kingdom by Alfane after several soldiers have been injured by frostblade weapons. A viscous oil could be bought as a protective coating for any armor. A frostblade weapon that came into contact with the brown fluid would instantly return to normal temperature. Well, nice if we had some frost-tainted weapons. Let's see. A stranger in a house that brings naught but disdain, and yet those who stay there never complain. That would be a grave, I think. Now, let's see. We got some Silverthorn anti-venom, some Kotari poison, which is used for poisoning food, another blessed sword, and Silverthorn. Gorov was careful as he held it up, knowing a single scratch from its silvery thorns could kill. Corrupulent red berries dangled from the plant's rose-like stem, each bud heavy with a deadly poison. If crushed over a blade or an arrow, the Silverthorn would make any cut made with the weapon far more lethal. Yeah, funny thing this being available. Silverthorn was the name of the second book Raymond Feist wrote in the Rift War series, and it's the name of a rather deadly poison, which I believe there's some offhand remark about somewhere in the game. But the thing about Silverthorn was that it was incredibly rare, and when it got used to try and, well, it injured the princess when they were trying to assassinate the prince on his wedding day. They wound up having to go to the biggest library in the kingdom to even find a rumor of it. And even then it was just them mentioning, yeah, hey, the elves might know something about this. Go talk to them. I think we'll go ahead and put that in there. And Give that to Locklear. And we don't have much use for a one-use shovel. So I think we will go ahead and give this to Owen. Well, not a bad treasure haul at all, methinks. Nothing close by, it looks like. Ah. It looks like we've just come across the weirdest and creepiest creature in the game. The creatures howled. Startled by the sudden assault, they thrashed about angrily as Locklear's stomach tied itself in knots. As many times as he found himself in a fight, he could never shake the strange feeling he was about to die. Yep, giant scorpions. No, giant scorpions are not part of the Feistian canon. But hey, it's an RPG. You gotta have giant scorpions or spiders, or both, somewhere in it. Yeah, the guys with bows are not doing us any favors. Well, that one's down. And Locklear's defense has gone up. Huh. Let's go ahead and do a Scent of Serig first. Poisoned rations. Let's see, anything on the map? Hello, there's a house. Looks like another sick person. No one answered Locklear's persistent knocking. After circling the house, he announced, "Either the occupants slipped out, they're ignoring us, or they're stone-dead sleepers. Whatever the case, it might be better if we moved on." Yeah, especially with that dead body there. Ah. Somebody on the attack there. And, yeah, 5 of these guys. We may be in trouble. Well, at least I hit something. Yeah, this might be a good time to use some of those restoratives. And, take my defense increasing potion as well. Yeah, let's try a blinding spell on these guys. That did it. Okay, so spoiled rations. Common sword. Ooh. He's got a fancy broadsword. His rations are good. Never poor and fortunate. Actually, we'll camp for 2 days after that one. Just thinking about how much time we have left to pad out the chapter. My, there's a waterfall in the distance, rather nice one from the look of it. Let's see, is that the house that we found earlier? No, this is a different house. And it seems to be set by scorpions. A lot of scorpions. Yeah, wow. Good thing I just saved my game. Yes, I'll hide behind the well. And Locklear is looking pretty bad. Luckily, I did get healing potions for everybody. And somehow, we did it. And an ale cask. A female voice suddenly filled Locklear's mind. "It has been done to me, and I'll not speak until the wrong has been erased." As quickly as it came, the voice was gone. Shaking his head to empty the intruder from his mind like salt from a shaker, he then turned and banged on the door trying to get a response from the owner. Realizing that none was coming, he decided they should leave. Well, there actually is an explanation for this. Well, actually, we did not want to do that. The well looked inviting. Weeds grew around the base of a well in a tangled clump, and a good indication that it hadn't dried up. And yeah, there's a reason why I dropped that antidote off. My throat has grown quite a bit parched. My water pouch is nearly empty. Shall we get a drink? Yes. Locklear lowered the bucket into the well. The bucket hit the bottom of the well with a splash, and he waited for it to become submerged before turning the crank to retrieve it. Retrieving his water pouch from his pack, Owen filled it, and agreed to drink himself prepared to do the same. Wait, something! Isham, we should have been more cautious. There's something in the well besides water. I think it's been poisoned. Are you sure? Why would somebody poison their own well? Unless someone is trying to poison the owner of this well. Locklear stared at the bucket. He tipped it up and began to fish around inside. When at last he removed his hand, he held a small red berry between thumb and forefinger. Just as I thought. Silverthorn, he said. We have some silverthorn antivenom in our pack. Shall we use it to depoison this well? The silverthorn venom antivenom sparkled. Moving quickly, Locklear poured a few drops of the precious liquid into the well. Then, after a few moments' hesitation, he turned the bottle upside down, spilling the contents of the darkness into a watery hole. Let's hope that works. I pray to Ishap the water in this well hasn't already claimed the lives of its owners. I suspect they'll be grateful for what we've just done. Owen's stomach hurt. Well, I think drinking that should have cured his condition. Actually, it hasn't, but that is why we left this bag here. Actually, it did do that, because if it hadn't otherwise, we'd be saying, yes, okay, it did. So, okay, so that should take care of it. And now, if we go in, a wrinkled woman answered Locklear's knock. I see in your mind that you have righted the wrong that has been done to me, she said. She thanked him and introduced as Willinda. People do not understand my magic talents, so I moved to the Dimwood to live out my days in restful solitude. I just wanted to be left alone. Believing the old woman's story, Locklear said gently, I'm afraid your Hidalti neighbor down the way believed you responsible for his trapping miseries. The woman looked at him. Such a simple man. Men like that often fear what they do not understand. I suppose I should have been more charmed, but when he killed some of my livestock and poisoned my well, I'm afraid I lost my temper and called forth the scorpions to stalk his house. I didn't mean for anybody else to get hurt. Locklear nodded. Here, sirs, for all your troubles, I'd like you to have these things. She reached into the air twice and produced two vials of Luton's concentrate. Locklear took them graciously and thanked her as he headed for the door. Locklear scowled. Much I'd like to keep what we've found, we can barely manage what we already have. Check your rustics and see if we can't make room so we can keep our new acquisitions. Well, Luton's Concentrate is a potion that increases spellcasting efficiency. So that is something that Owen would definitely like to keep his hands on. So we'll go ahead and give the Silverthorn and such to Gorath, and we now have some potions to help Owen with his casting, as well as a ton of dead scorpions. But with that done, I think we will go ahead and close this chapter, and next time we will continue to explore the Dimwood. We'll see you then.